Hey everybody, Justin with Lucky 8 Off-Road, and today, as you can see, we're under the truck and I'm going to show you how to install a Proud Rhino rear control arm skid plate. Got one on this side. I'll zoom in so you can see it in a minute. But essentially what this skid plate does is allow you to come up to an obstacle, hit this little kicker piece, and help the control arm lift up. The factory control arms are made of aluminum, which is great, saving us weight, good quality material. The problem is aluminum is very sticky when it comes to rocks. It doesn't want to slide, it almost wants to grab them. So the control arm is going to sit in like this. I'll bring the camera in a minute and show you what's what. We'll take a look at the one that's already on it and the places that you need to bolt the skid plate up to. First up is to remove the lower sway bar link. I'll bring the camera in, but you're gonna need a 21 mil and a 50 Torx. You stick the wrench on and then the Torx in, you hush, and you operate it like that, or otherwise the sway bar link has a tendency to just spin as you're undoing it. So if you're gonna try to use a Torque, you would tighten it. And obviously if you're using the wrench, you would back it out. I'll show you how to do that. Throw the wrench on. This one I've loosened up, but you get the idea. Sometimes the bolt will spin with the sway bar link, so then we gotta get our wrench going. Put the Torx on. That way you can keep going. Other way to do it would be to try and tighten the Torx to loosen it, but I find it much easier to take it off that way. Hyperspeed. With the sway bar link loose, you're gonna have to wiggle it out. If you have the ability, pick up on the wheel. That's what I'm gonna do. It'll take the tension off the sway bar. Sometimes you can get a pry bar in there, pull it on the bar. There's a bunch of ways to get it out. Be careful. It's usually under a little bit of pressure, nothing crazy. And we'll move to the next step. Next up, we're gonna get our skid plate. You're gonna notice there's a little metal tab on this side. Small side that goes to the outside of the control arm. The plates are indeed different. There's a little hole in the control arm. We're gonna hook that tab in there. It should hold itself up. You'll know you're in the right place. Next thing you're gonna wanna do is align your sway bar link hole to the hole on the skid plate, which is a mounting point. Slide that into place. And then you're gonna go, it doesn't fit right, it's not right. You're right, but you're wrong. We're gonna tap this into place with a mallet. The casting on these arms are different. So we made the jaws of the skid plate extra tight so there wouldn't get any wiggle room. You hit a rock, you needed to put the energy into the control arm, moving it up, not slapping side to side. So then we're gonna take a mallet and lovingly tap it into place. So much love. Next up is to stick the sway bar link through the hole. Job's almost done. Next up, put the sway bar link nut back on. Just put it on hand tight. That way, as we move the plate around a little bit, the link doesn't fall out. The last step before we tighten everything down is to put the top bolt through. We've got a machine spacer. We're gonna try to get that on there as level as possible. Again, it's a cast arm, so you'll be able to rotate this where you need. There's a large hole in the center, so you can move it around. Put the washer on top, through the hole, and then I'm gonna drop it through the control arm and catch the bolt on the inside. I'll bring the camera in so you can see it. Here you go, top of the control arm. You're gonna wanna look down that hole, get some light in there. there is the threaded portion that we're looking for on the skid plate. You can kind of see it through this hole as you're putting it together. Oh boy, lighting's not so good. There you go. And looking through the side, you can see the threaded portion right there on the lower control arm. The goal is to get the bolt through the top and mate it up to that. That's it. Tighten everything down. Make sure that sway bar link is in place, and you're ready to go out there and teach those rocks a lesson. I'll see you guys on the next one.